What I've got today is a couple of songs that Rich Mullins wrote and did. But first I want to read something that provoked the songs, that sometimes makes the songs a little bit clearer. Right about the time he was starting to reach the height of his writing and singing ministry, he was struggling because the people around him in Christian music at the time were busy trying to project this sense of perfection, and they had it pat, and everything was good in their lives. And he knew he couldn't do it. He was really struggling with how he could have the nature that he had and still God use him. And he heard this teaching, and it influenced the last few years of his writing ministry. And the sermon that goes like this: I am now utterly convinced that on Judgment Day, the Lord Jesus will ask one question and only one question. Do you believe that I loved you, that I desired you, that I waited for you day after day, that I longed to hear the sound of your voice? Well, the real believers will respond and say, I believed in your love, and I tried to shape my life as a response to it. But many of us who are faithful in our ministry and our practice and our church going are going to answer, well, frankly, sir, no, I never really believed it. And that's the difference between the real believers and the nominal Christians that abound in our churches across the land. No one can measure, like a believer, the depth and intensity of God's love. But then again, no one can measure, like a believer, the effectiveness of our gloom and pessimism, our low self-esteem, our self-hatred and despair that block God's way to us. Now, do you see why it's so important to lay hold of this basic truth of our faith? Because you're only going to be as big as your own concept of God. We make God in our own image, and he winds up being as fussy and rude, narrow-minded and judgmental and legalistic and unloving and unforgiving as we are. I've been in churches from Bangor, Maine, to Seattle, to San Diego, and St. Louis, and honest, the God of so many Christians I meet is too small for me, because he is not the God of the Word. He is not the God who is revealed in and by Jesus Christ, who at this moment comes to your seat and says, I have a word for you. I know your whole life story. I know every skeleton in your closet. I know your every moment of sin and shame and dishonesty and degraded love that's darkened your past. Right now, I know your shallow faith, your feeble prayer life, and your inconsistent discipleship. And my word to you is this: I dare you to trust that I love you, just as you are. Not as you should be, because none of us are as we should be. There's a wideness in God's mercy I cannot find in my own, and he keeps his fires burning, but melt his heart of stone, keeps me aching with the yearning, makes me glad to have been called. The reckless rage and fury that they call the love of God. Now I've seen no band of angels, but I've heard the soldier's song. Love hangs over them like a banner, and with them love leads on to the battle on the journey, and it's never gonna stop, ever widening the mercies in the fury of his love. Joy and sorrow are this ocean, in their every ebb and flow. Now the Lord, a door has opened that all hell can never close. Here I'm Christ.